our cooking show. It's Christmas and Merry Christmas to everybody. Today we're going to take a favorite recipe from our Sisters of Charity book, and it's called Kentucky Bourbon Balls. Yes, I said bourbon. And it was submitted by Sister Jean Winkler years ago, God rest her soul. Today, we're going to make that famous Kentucky Bourbon Balls. It's very simple. It only takes 3 ingredients. And the first one is powdered sugar, and it says 1 box. 1 box is a pound. If you buy powdered sugar in the big bags, which most of us do because it's more economical, it takes about 4 cups, and a little bit more is a pound. So just kind of remember about 4 cups. And then it takes 1 stick of butter, and you want it to be really soft. I had this sitting out most of the morning. It's quite soft. And the third ingredient is the famous bourbon. Sorry, it's not Kentucky bourbon, but I'm sure, oh, it says Kentucky, straight bourbon right from the box. And it takes 1/3 cup. And of course, the cook always gets a little nip. If things go wrong, you always got the bourbon to rely on. Okay. And it's really simple. All we're going to do is mix the butter with the powdered sugar until it's all mixed up. There we go. We got the butter pretty well mixed up in the sugar. Now we're going to add the famous ingredient, that 1/3 cup of bourbon. And that's going to make this nice and wet. It's going to turn it. You know, as I read this recipe and looked at it, I thought to myself, if the bourbon doesn't get you, the sugar certainly will, because it's mostly sugar, all sugar, with a little butter and bourbon. Okay, once we get this mixed up, you'll see it looks like a dough. Oh, it sure smells good. When they say a recipe is intoxicating, well, this one takes the cake. Okay. There we go. We got that all mixed up, and then it says, and it really is necessary to put this in the refrigerator for about 2 hours. So you got it all mixed up, put it in the refrigerator, and go about your business, which I'm going to do. And last night, actually, I made this recipe, and I have some already prepared, so you're going to see the finished product. What the recipe says is to take baker's chocolate, semi-sweet baker's chocolate, and paraffin and margarine or butter. Well, if that was the old days, I remember making candy early on, and we always used paraffin and the baker's chocolate because we didn't have anything else. Well, today I'm going to use the already prepared almond bark, which is meltable chocolate. It's got the paraffin already in it, it's got the butter in it, and we're ready to go. And when you use this, just use the instructions on the back of the package, and it'll tell you to put just as much as you need. And I started just with 3 cubes, and you can take out as many as you want. I used 3, and put it in a bowl and melt it. It says for about 1 minute, but it also depends on how many cubes you put in there. And I put this in there for 1 minute, and you'll see it's just nice liquid chocolate. And that's ready to go. It takes about 1 minute for 3 cubes. All right, here's the magic. These are nice and cold, and you're just going to dip them in the chocolate. There we go. Kind of shake off their excess, and put it on a wax paper lined pan. There you go. Look how easy that is. And you know, if you want to, at Christmas time, sometimes I sprinkle these with little, those little Christmas cup sugars, and it makes it quite festive if you want to really make them like your Christmas candy. There we are. I've coated all of them, and it doesn't take but a minute. I found out that I needed 4 squares of chocolate for 1 batch, so that's kind of just history for you. The other nice thing that you can do, you know, this chocolate, this bark comes also in white chocolate, and they make really pretty balls. And then when you're done decorating those with Christmas sugars, really set off your cookie plate if you're going to give them away, or any holiday that you use. So there we go. Let's go to Kentucky and have some great bourbon balls for Christmas. Thank you much. Merry Christmas.